Yeah.
All right, so now we're moving on to patch 3.2, and this was one that was super controversial for me back in the day. So players will now be awarded experience points for completing objectives and actions that yield honor in BGs. This is
Yeah.
where my twink died. I had a level 29 twink, was awesome. He was a Ret Pally. He was amazing. This came in, and they quickly found out that the twink, population was very mad. And they also did another change to where you could lock your EXP, right? So you could lock your Twinks EXP, and you wouldn't progress. The problem is, and like I think they did it in 3.3. I don't like I might be jumping ahead, but the problem with this is now they made you queue against other people who had locked their XP. And the beauty of a twink is that you're going against people and being a god in this level
Yeah, exactly.
29 BG. And like it went from being a god to being twink versus twink. And it was a different
Yeah.
type of fun, but it wasn't the fun I signed up
Wasn't the
for.
same.
I think
Yep.
I like the change, and I think it. Dude, I don't know. I feel like twinking in joining a lobby of non-twinks is just you laughing while you bully people.
It was so great.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I could
100%.
I could be in Arathi Basin and take on literally like
yeah,
like
but
8
what? Think
people.
about like the service you're providing those players who aren't twinks.
I
right?
know. I'm not
Like,
saying it was a good thing.
If I had just played the game, and this is like this probably never happens, but it might. If I had just downloaded the game because like my mom or my friend told me like, oh yeah, download WoW, it's fun, and I joined a BG at like level 12, not knowing what was going on, and I just got obliterated by gnome rogues for 4 hours, and
Yeah.
they don't cap the flags, they just sit there like dominating you, and you have to AFK out or just and then get the scaredy cat debuff. I probably would have this idea of like, yo, BGs are terrible. Like, I'm never gonna do that again.
Yes, but at the same time, when I started playing WoW, I went to Stranglethorn Vale. I got my ass kicked many times,
Yeah,
and
true.
it never stopped me from going back to that zone.
Yeah, that's true.
It just like created like, I will get you one day, and I will just
Yeah,
like one day.
And
it's
One
like a
day
rite
I'm
of
gonna have the
passage, I
gear to
guess.
kill
You're right.
you.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a good
Exactly.
point. That's a solid point.
normally in the twinks, like there would be twinks on both sides. They were your He-Men or your She-Ras, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and the others were like your foot soldiers, like, and it really was fun. Like it really was a good time. And they would be like, oh, it's a twink up here, and they'd send their twinks in, and you'd be like, oh, now we're gonna have a fight, right? Like
Yeah,
it was
that's true. That is
like
kind of cool.
it was a really cool sub game of the game, and it just sucked for me because I completed my twink when this change came in. I had completed him and only got to play him for like a month, right? Because like because that was when like I made the twink after the heirlooms came out, because I was like, oh, this is great, yeah, I'll do this, like. And he was so much fun, and then they made this change, and I was just like, oh, this isn't as fun anymore. And you didn't always get in a game with all twinks after the change, but it was the queue times were way longer, and like they would finally throw you in with regular people at a point, but it wasn't the same, and it was kind of a bummer.
It's still better than in retail what they did to twinks when they implemented that items can like randomly re-roll as epics or blues. So like you'd spend like 19 hours farming a foam spittle staff off Murlocs in Westfall because it had to roll as an epic one for your twink. It was insane.
The only item that was really hard for me to get was the level 29 ring that is not in the game currently, but in the game starting in Wrath. You get it from the last boss in Scarlet Monastery.
Oh yeah.
Library. Dead Man's Hand.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it would stun people, or no, it root them. like just a chance to root them while they're attacking you, and it was the coolest thing for a Rhett Pally Twink. I don't know, man.
Did you ever do
really
the Timbermaw farm for your Twink to get the medicine pouch?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, on 19 Twinks, that was broken. It
See,
would heal you for like 8 of your health bars over time.
I never got into the 19 Twinks because I still just really don't like. I don't like Warsong Gulch. Like my favorites, Arathi Basin. So that's why I made a level 29 Twink, is just to do Arathi Basin.
Yeah, 19 Twinking is kind of just like team deathmatch. They just go in there and just kill each other for hours.
Yeah, and you can never kill a Resto Druid. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's like a Twink Resto Druid is impossible to kill.
I like twinking. You can do a 19 Twink Draenei Priest. And it's actually pretty good because Gift of the Naru is like super scaled up at that level. So like you have an extra hot. So you have like Renew and Gift is just, it's like insane levels of healing.
Thank you very much for checking out Warcraft Reloaded podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any future content.